Russian serviceman in Avdiivka is showing manpower and vehicle losses. As a reminder, Putin claimed the casualty rates of Ukrainians to Russians are 8-1.
Чуть сгорел. Вот деревня была. Вот наша техника здесь стоит. Братская могила. Вот так вот. Сколько здесь погибло парней. Хороших ребят. Ну что война делает? Вот жгуты валяются. Перебинтовывают здесь вещи. Вот танки, техника, БМПшки. Вот все это наша. Все это наша техника. Так что хотите верьте, хотите нет. Вон еще впереди стоит братская могила. Вот так вот.
Russian Colonel General Mikhail Teplinsky, who commands the DNEPR group, has ordered the creation of assault units from officers, as was the case 100 years ago, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine has stated. Per Andriy Kovalov, spokesman for the Gen Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces. These are some kind of attack battalions, modeled on the White Guard units of the 1920s. The main criteria for officers in assault units are the inability to command subordinates, personal indiscipline, and poor motivation. So let me give you the bizarre bluff. Russian Air Force has a huge officer shortage in the junior and field ranks in an army that has never had a non-commissioned officer corps. And it is now concentrating the few it has left into meat assault units, the _worst few failing junior and field grade officers at commanding troops. In so many words, these new White Guards of Russian Colonel General Mikhail Teplinsky are a failed officer penal unit. This seems to go hand in hand with the Russian revival of SMERSH, the Red Army counterintelligence. Joseph Stalin coined the name SMERSH as a portmanteau of the Russian language phrase, death to spies. Originally focused on combating German spies infiltrating the Soviet military, the organization quickly expanded its mandate to find and eliminate any subversive elements, hence Stalin's inclusive name for it. Given the realities of Prigozhin's Wagner mutiny showing large numbers of the Russian army as supporters of any mutiny that ends the war, we can expect any Russian officer that isn't a ruthless yes-man in feeding his men into the meat grinder will wind up in the meat grinder. Given what SMERSH did in World War II, you can also expect any Russian officer who is any good and has a significant following of competent officers will also be made a White Guard if they are seen as a potential Prigozhin-style mutiny threat. This survival threat to individual Russian officers means at the very least we will be seeing higher Russian casualties in December 2023 than the horror show that November 2023 was. What Russian officers are learning now is personal survival, not winning. Russia had high hopes that Europe would freeze without Russian gas. Instead, the Russian city of Rostov froze. There is so much ice on the road that classes were canceled in 280 schools of the city. The ice was not removed or covered with salt or sand. Russian propagandist Mardan convinces his fellow citizens that being able to afford eggs or a decent way of life is not as important as the new nuclear submarines. Russia is openly saying it will throw all the money it has into war.
Ну слушайте, ну правда. Две атомные подлодки вошли в состав военно-морского флота России. Ну что может быть лучше? Вот скажите, честно задайте себе вопрос и ответьте. Что может больше обрадовать русское сердце? Повышение уровня минимальной зарплаты? Нет, ничего подобного. Цена на яйца? Да, это сарказм, верно, вы правильно понимаете. Но я честно отвечаю, нет. Нет. Вот эти вот последние 2 года показали, научили, объяснили даже дуракам, что нет. Что вот этот вот ложный приоритет, вот эта вот фальшивая жвачка со вкусом мяты или клубники, которую нам продавали, начиная с конца 80-х, про то, что рыночек порешает, про то, что главное — это уровень жизни, про то, что главное — это городская среда, комфорт, уют. А можем ли мы жить так, как Швейцария? Да не должны мы жить, как Швейцария. У каждого народа своя судьба, свой образ жизни, помимо всего прочего. Не надо никому подражать, не надо ни на кого смотреть.
The Finnish authorities have announced the opening of 2 checkpoints on the border with Russia from Thursday, December 14th. It concerns the checkpoints Vaalimaa, Torfjanovka, and Nirala, Wärtsilä Prime Minister Petteri Orpo said. According to the head of the Finnish Ministry of the Interior, Mari Rantanen, these checkpoints will operate until January 14th, 2024. These checkpoints are considered the most suitable for both passenger and freight transportation. The Finnish government decided to close all checkpoints on the land border with Russia on November 28th. Asylum applications in Finland are now accepted at airports and seaports. At the same time, railroad communication between Finland and Russia continues through the Vainikkala railway station. Due to the sharp increase in the flow of migrants, the Finnish authorities closed 4 checkpoints on the southern section of the border with Russia on the night of November 18th. The Finnish authorities believe that the situation could not have emerged on its own. In their opinion, Russia helps these migrants to cross the border and thus poses a threat to Finland's national security. In November alone, more than 500 refugees from Iraq, Syria, and Somalia arrived in this country through the eastern border. Moscow, in turn, speaks about the rights violation of tens of thousands of citizens from the 2 countries and calls the statements of the Finnish side provocative. But in fact, it is Russia's actions that are provocative. Finland is not the first country to close checkpoints on the border with Russia. In October, 2 checkpoints were completely closed by Latvia, and now Norway and Estonia are considering closing their borders. Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, GUR, reports it has hacked Russian Federal Tax Service. Screenshots have been published showing that since yesterday, the district offices of the Federal Tax Service, particularly in St. Petersburg, have been reporting temporary inaccessibility of inter-regional inspectorate lines. In addition, branches in Russian cities of Saratov, Moscow, Chelyabinsk, and many other regions reported problems in their work. The Russian IT company office, Edit, which serves the Russian Federal Tax Service, was also attacked. Allegedly, it is actually a matter of complete destruction of the infrastructure of the Russian tax office, and all internet traffic of Russia's tax data ended up in the hands of the GUR. According to intelligence reports, Russians are unable to resume work of the tax office for the 4th day.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.